We are back. Coach Mason versus Coach Gerald playing in Kentucky. So this one should be a rather fun game. Number 1 versus number 10. Last quarterfinal game, we saw the opening kickoff return for a touchdown. Marvin Mims is going to keep this one. No, he's going to return this one. He's going to hit the left side as well. Making a few men missing. He could be going too, Blake. He's at the 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15.
And how does that phrase go, Gage?
Mama, there goes that man. Marvin Mims, 107 yards to get the game started the right way for the Oklahoma Sooners.
And this is a really hot Oklahoma Sooner team. They've really started the playoffs, just hot and just kept it going. So will he be able to keep it going with number 1 high-scoring offense, Kentucky?
Yeah, he's 4-3 in ranked games on the season. He's won 6 games in a row, 2 of them coming against Michigan. He also beat number 12 Kansas State. He beat number 7 LSU in round 1. So Caleb has been on a tear. He started the season 2-4, but has picked it up since then. Brown's going to take a fair catch in the end zone, and Kentucky will get started at the 20-yard line. Levis trips to his left to start the game. Rodriguez alongside Levis in the backfield. Crowdis attached tight end. Key going to come in motion. Levis back to pass. It's almost picked off. White jumped it just a step too late. 10-yard reception for Tavian Robinson. And now the hurry up for Kentucky. Going to a 2x2 set. 5-man box. Could see a run here. It's going to be play action. Levis throws quick to Brown to the sideline. Blake, I think this is the first time I've seen Mason play, I want to say, in the last 3 weeks.
Yes, and he's coming out exactly how we thought he would, run and gun. He's just going to absolutely throw the ball all over you.
Lots of quick passes, lots of deep stuff. As you can see here, he had 3 deep passes lined up. He loves the seam routes, trying to exploit the safeties, especially out of 2 and 3 wide receivers. Key going to come in motion. We got slant, seam, slant. Ball's up, ball's deep. The speed of Brown, and the beautiful ball by Will Levis. Marion Brown, pay dirt, Kentucky, 7-7.
And Coach Caleb's really going to have to adjust to these passes over the top. This is Mason's bread and butter, and if you can't stop it, it's going to be a long game for the Sooners.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what coverage Gerald was in there, but it didn't matter. If he's even as leaving, that man was gone. And Kentucky, 3 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. And now Marvin Mims going to bring it out to, I think, the 15-yard line, and that's where Oklahoma will take over for their first offensive possession of the game. So the 5-star freshman Jackson Arnold has been the starting quarterback pretty much all season. We'll use Dylan Gabriel very seldomly. He's going to hand off to Eric Gray, who's going to pick up 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 now. Austin Stogner back at tight end for the Sooners. Transferred to South Carolina briefly. And the ball, was that tipped or just picked? I'm not sure, but Hairston,
through the hands of a receiver, I believe.
That's what it looked like. I wasn't exactly sure what animation happened, but the receiver just, I guess, didn't want to try to make a possession, or a catch, rather. And now Levis inside the red zone. Rodriguez picks up 4 yards on the dive play. Rodriguez keeps it again on the inside zone, picking up 1 yard. So 3rd and 5 for Kentucky. Another run play to Rodriguez. He's going to be stopped short, but I'm assuming Mason is probably going to go for this. Number 4 in third down conversions, number 4 in red zone percentage. Yeah, it looks like he's going goal line. Definitely going to see a run play here. No, he called me off. I think he got Gerald on it too. And the QB sneak, he did get it barely. But barely is always enough. Rodriguez brought down hard there. Are you surprised to see Mason run it 4 plays in a row?
You know, not with what Gerald's given him at the moment, but after the last play, I believe concussion protocol has been called down onto the field to assess the running back.
It was a hard hit indeed. It's now 3rd and goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mason go with something quick here, probably very quick, within 2 seconds of catching the snap. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. No, we're going to run it again. Rodriguez up the middle. We had a guy shot a gap, made it to the backfield, but chose the wrong one. And Rodriguez shimmies his way through the line of scrimmage. 14-7 game for Kentucky. A short kick this time. Parker gonna get the drive started at the 35-yard line. You know, the biggest thing about that, Blake, is if he gets to a position where he's only got to gain 6 yards here to be able to go for it on 4th down. That's huge compared to starting at your own 20, where you basically have to pick up 2 first downs in order to go for it on 4th. Arnold trying to outrun the defense, unable to do so. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, though. Gerald's got to be careful. You just had a man run 60, 70 yards downfield to the end zone, coming all the way back and expecting him to run another play here against Kentucky, who has very fast corners. Now Kentucky's going to burn a timeout.
I don't think Mason liked what he was seeing right there.
Always smart to use the timeout if you feel like you're at a disadvantage defensively. And that one almost picked off. Jordan Lovett, the user of Mason, coming up clutch there. Now 3rd and 10 for Gerald. Straight clamps by this Kentucky defense is going to force Oklahoma to punt. Jackson Arnold 0 for 3 with the interceptions to start the game. And this one could get ugly quick, Blake.
Yeah, Coach Caleb's already in pretty rough waters right now if he doesn't find out something to do to turn this game around.
So we're just about ready to return to action. Kentucky is up a score.
Levis back to pass. We have 3 verts, but a bounce route to Key. Picking up 23 yards and a first down for Kentucky. Between slants and verts, Blake, that's pretty much all we're going to see out of this Kentucky offense, but he runs it so efficiently, it's hard to stop. And the pressure this time, Will Levis brought down for a sack, loss of 9 yards.
Coach Caleb's really going to have to start getting pressure on Levis and force him to make bad throws or take sacks, or else I think Mason's just going to keep scoring at will.
Yeah, Absolutely. Gonna have to make Mason honestly get out of the pocket. I think is the biggest thing. And key, Caleb was there, just made. I don't even say he made a bad play user. I think this just when he swapped, it kind of messed him up a little bit. So 2nd and 6 now coming up for Kentucky. 2-by-2 set. Rodriguez in the backfield. And under pressure, Levis throws the ball away. Luckily, falls incomplete for Oklahoma because it was almost thrown right to a receiver.
Third down now. They need to get it to the 29. Kentucky is up 7.
5-man box. It's an ideal running situation for Kentucky. But he's going to throw it his bread and butter. Brought down. Somehow picks up a first down. I think that was a blessed spot by the refs. Ball's up. Ball's called by Robinson.
Oh,
Tavian Robinson. That's really the second time today that the Oklahoma player is just not elected to not catch the football. And Kentucky taking a 21-7 lead. What does Gerald need to do offensively here, Blake?
I'll tell you what he needs to do. He needs to go to the fridge, get out a nice slice of dairy, some cheddar, maybe some Swiss, and get after it.
Yeah, needs to put on that whatever it takes t-shirt and start playing the game the way the game is supposed to be played. Can't play football here in the RFL.
It's not quite a blowout, but unless they do something here, it might turn into one.
So 1st and 10, Arnold going to hand off to Gray up the middle. He's breaking a few tackles. I think we had a face mask. It goes uncalled.
I believe what Gerald's doing right here is trying to set up a good pass by establishing this run game, and it believes to be working.
Yeah, if you can establish a run game out of single back where the defense starts every time you're in it, thinking that's what you're going to do, play action will be there. Arnold this time, no one open, going to keep it himself. Picking up about 12 yards and a first down as we hit the end of the first quarter. Mason up 14.
You know, Gage, I think Mason is giving Caleb opportunities to throw the ball deep by pressing his defense. But we'll see if he takes advantage of that opportunity.
I agree with you. I think the problem is with the 2 or 3 interceptions that they have already,
Right.
those DBs could be hot. And if
Very
Gerald's
true.
receivers are cold or just, not even warm, as that ball is thrown too far for Stogner and falls incomplete, we could see a mismatch just based on that fact alone.
It's 3rd and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Arnold throws short to Marvin Mims, who had the opening touchdown on the kickoff. He's down to the 20-yard line, a 43-yard reception. Oklahoma's first pass completion of the day.
As Grimm called it, got to trust Mims.
Going back to Eric Gray on the ground. Gonna lose a yard. It's a 2nd and 11 now.
From the 21-yard line. It's 2nd down.
Arnold throws short to Salchuk. I think the first time we've called his name all day. Back to the line of scrimmage on the screen pass. And Caleb's man defense. Mason's man defense against Caleb is a little too much for Oklahoma to handle right now.
You're right. There is, as I was about to say, there is no separation. About every receiver on the field right there got separation in between them and their DB.
Yeah, the speed for Kentucky proving to be just too much here for the Oklahoma offense to handle. Salchuk stays in the game in the backfield. And Parker,
Very nice play call.
the blocking back, lined up as a tight end. Arnold throws 4 completions for 64 yards on that drive. And a 7-point game.
And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. With one quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these two squads. They've been neck and neck the whole way. Kentucky up 7 points.
So Levis going to be back to pass under a little bit of pressure. Ball's up. Ball's caught. Robinson. Oh, Gerald was there. He took himself out of the play. And what could have been an interception results in a touchdown for Kentucky.
He makes the PAT. Looks like they're ready for the
That was painful to watch, I'm not going to lie.
He really got a hold of that kick. He's to the 10. He's got the corner. Tackle at the 26.
Well, this is turning into a shootout here. Now, remember, the last time we saw this offense out in the field, they answered the bell and scored a touchdown. Can they do that?
Oklahoma is going to be back on offense now. The biggest thing to worry about is you don't want to give Kentucky a chance to double dip. The middle 6 is all important. Arnold Salchuk drops it.
Oh, no.
Gerald can't buy a break.
Lanes like that, you can force a quarterback to make some poor decisions. Almost got themselves a turnover, too.
Oklahoma just seems to be not as focused as this Kentucky team is.
26. He's under some heat.
We got Mims on the curl route picking up 9 yards. We've seen drop passes. We've seen missed opportunities for interceptions. We've seen receivers not making attempts to catch the ball. We've seen it all here.
Kentucky's just not missed a beat.
Exactly. Yeah. We got pressed man. And again, little to no separation at all. We're going to throw short. No, and Kentucky forces another punt for Oklahoma. Oklahoma can't go for this. They can fake it. But they cannot just straight up go for it. Looking like Kentucky is playing the block. Oh. And we've got a touchdown for Williams. A huge play call there by Oklahoma. Blake called it. And we're
if I'm
back to a
Kentucky
7-point game.
in that situation with a team down 2 scores, I would expect a fake. And I wouldn't even try to go all-out block right there. Not really sure what Mason was thinking right there. I would say it could come back to haunt him, but first he's got to make a mistake first. So that's his only mistake, was maybe a win by the Wildcats.
And to be honest, I mean, Mason has played flawlessly to this point. However, that last touchdown was a 50-50 ball that just so happened to go in his favor. If that ball was intercepted, we're looking at a 21-21 game right now. So another 50-50 bounce the ball play that goes the other way, we could have a much different game on our hands. However, as I mentioned earlier, Kentucky has a chance to score here before the half and then get the ball to start the third quarter and score again. I think we're going to see a seam out of Crowdis, a seam out of Key, a slant by Robinson, and some wheel route out of Rodriguez. Seam, slant, Will, damn, it's almost like I called it, Blake.
We've seen this way too many times.
Time and time again, like clockwork.
Ball into cover. He got away with one right there. He's very fortunate. Next time he should just throw it away out of bounds.
So we saw Caleb in a little zone look right there, and obviously that left two guys wide open on the right side. I'm eager to see what he's in right here.
Levis throws short to Robinson. It makes the defender look stupid in the flats. Yeah, Green, we are connected to one PC playing through Parsec, which is a remote access, so it's as if they are playing on the same PC in the same room as Tavian Robinson. Goes deep, 67-yard touchdown reception. That was just a simple seam route. I think I don't want to say Gerald ran commit, but it looked like he had a lot of bodies there between the tackles, and it left Kentucky open for a huge touchdown pass.
Sooners really did expect a run right there, and that was what was behind the touchdown right there. Was not prepared for it.
Yeah, came back to bite Oklahoma in the butt there. Arnold 5 for 11, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And Gerald's played pretty decent, just off to a very, very slow start. And you can't start slow against Kentucky because good luck stopping them twice in a game.
But to me, the two go hand in hand. When a running back's going to have a great game, the offensive line deserves some credit.
I think Gerald has been in this formation pretty much all night. Mims has a step. It's not much. It's batted around. Neither defender or receiver wanted it. Must have been playing hot potato. Ball falls incomplete.
And if I'm Caleb, I don't think I'm completely out of the game right now, so I wouldn't just start taking shots down the field.
I think the problem for Caleb is, like I said, he's been in that same formation pretty much all game. Obviously, you're not able to run much of anything against this man coverage, so you're going to have to get more creative with what you're doing on offense. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of incomplete passes or a lot of contested balls that more often than not you're not going to come down with. Maybe incorporate some quick passes, maybe I would say some screens, but even a bubble screen. Go trips with a bubble. You know you've got two easy blocks lined up by number 1 and number 2. Gabriel now in the game. Throws short to Austin Stogner. He breaks a tackle. Breaks 2. Brought down after picking up 7 yards. 2.5 to play before the half. Ground game again. Eric Gray. And now Gerald, same thing. If he don't get a first down here, he's going to have to punt the ball away. He's already used his only fake for the game. And, wow, what a catch by Pettaway.
We's got him. Never mind. Long side.
Arnold too strong and out of bounds.
So I don't know if you saw it right there, Gage, but A was running to the left side on what seemed like a streak straight to the corner. Could have been a touchdown.
I didn't see it. Apparently Gerald did neither. And I think there's some minor things that Gerald could fix here. We saw in that first down play, he sent 3 guys 60 yards downfield. He goes, hurry up offense, having them come all the way back and then run the second down play. Just little stuff like that comes into play, especially against some very fast and very good corners who are already locking you up in man coverage. If they have to guard a wide receiver who is winded, it's all automatically advantage for the defense.
I believe the fatigue's starting to get to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would have to agree with it. Jackson Arnold air mails that one. And now the punt for Oklahoma. Tavian Robinson, who already has, I think, 2 touchdowns on the day, going to return that one to the 42-yard line. Kentucky actually has a pretty balanced attack in terms of plays, but that yardage is a 296-yard difference.
And we will see here if Mason is setting up another over-the-top touchdown, starting off the run here.
Yeah, 2nd and 1. Robinson in motion. Going to be another run. Rodriguez hitting the left sideline. Stutzman missed the tackle, but I think Rodriguez tripped over him. And Mason's looking to go up 3 scores here before the half. There it is. There's the deep ball. And
Oh, no.
Gerald can't believe it. Another mishap for the Oklahoma secondary. And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mason isn't necessarily just playing that great. I mean, that's 2 50-50 balls that he's came down with for touchdowns that could have gone the other way, even just resulting in an incompletion. We're looking at a 28-21 game. 55 seconds to play before the half.
It's still only the second quarter. We got a lot of football left, but I gotta say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. They'll line up with 5 wide.
Arnold throws quick to Eric Gray. He picks up 22 yards and a first down.
2-yard line. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers.
He's got a few guys open. Throws it. Marvin Mims finally. But that speed for Kentucky, he is sucked up from behind. And now Oklahoma is in striking distance.
Going with the hurry up, making his men run all the way downfield, I would probably take a break here, timeout, let him rest, and get this touchdown.
Yeah, they don't rest the same when they're at the line of scrimmage. Timeout by Kentucky.
You know, if Oklahoma can get a score here with Kentucky not scoring going into the half, going and change a couple things, maybe not make a few mistakes in the second half, it could still be a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, with a score here, Kentucky's just going to launch deep balls trying to find someone before the half.
We'll take a timeout. That's their first of the half.
And as we've seen this year, just 2 seconds is all Kentucky needs to score.
Yeah, they can make a lot happen in little to no time.
Ball on the 2-yard line. Let's see if they try to pound it in here. Both teams have their goal line sets on the field.
And Salchuk's going to find the left side. He's going to walk in for a touchdown and back to a 14-point game. Kentucky one timeout, going to have about 20 seconds to play. Can they score again before the half?
And he converts the extra point. A 4-play, 80-yard.
Gage, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kentucky at least gets 3 before the half.
I think I'd have to agree with you there.
They line up to
Very hard to stop this team.
nice kick, plenty of distance. Things have been really wild and woolly in this first.
And all it takes is really 2 big, quick passes over the middle. We know they're going to be coming. He's going to run. It's either 4 verts or it's a seam with a slant underneath. Maybe a seam from both sides.
Really came up with a nice drive there last time out, and most of those yards came through the air.
He doesn't really play outside the hashes like Hawkeyes or sometimes Wide does. And there it is. There's the seam over the middle. And it's picked off by Stutzman. And Gerald with a huge break here before the half. Now he needs to find a way to come away with 7 points.
These are the breaks Oklahoma has been waiting for. If they can capitalize on these opportunities, they're going to be okay.
Absolutely. You got 17 seconds to go, 34 yards, 2 timeouts. It very well can be done He just don't need to force anything. Arnold throws right back to Kentucky. And as soon as I say don't force it, he does just that. Mason now with a chance to come away with 3 points before the half. Rodriguez going to motion to the boundary, leaving Levis. Oh, and there it is. The seam again. The same route he threw the interception on last play. A 58-yard field goal attempt for Kentucky. He's thinking about it. I don't think we're going to see
We've seen
a
a
fake.
62 in this league.
Oh, he is going to fake it. Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, Upshaw!
What did I just see?
Oh, man. What a play.
This may have been the greatest play in RFL history.
And Gerald had given up, too. He had stopped with his user. Oh, what an unbelievable play. What an unbelievable play out of Coach Mason. Pulling out all the stops. And Blake, 30 seconds ago, we were looking at the opportunity for Gerald to make this a 7-point game before the half. And then it's flipped on its head, and it's back to a 3-score game.
With that being said, Gage, I'm going to run over to the tunnel and catch Coach Caleb if he's not too pissed off and just get a quick word with him.
Yeah, it looks like Caleb is approaching. He is getting the headset on. And, yeah, after you, Blake.
Coach Caleb, I know you only got a few moments. It's been a roller coaster of emotions in this game. I mean, is there anything you think you can do differently? We've had several opportunities, but why do you think you've not been able to capitalize?
The defense has just not played well at all, and I'm about to have to go yell at the special teams for giving up a fake field goal with 4 seconds left to go on a lateral. So, that'll be the halftime talk. The defense. Offensively, we've been fine. 28 points should be enough for a first half, but the defense has just not been there at all.
Well, Coach Caleb, thank you for having time to talk to me. Good luck.
Yeah, it's been a rough first half for Oklahoma as we get ready to start the second half. Kentucky, up 3 scores, will get the ball to start the third quarter. And like I said earlier, I think Oklahoma just needs to find a way to get something going their way offensively. You've had a couple big plays, not very many. You have 7 points thanks to special teams. You've given up 14 points thanks to special teams. So only 14 offensive points here. Curious as to what Coach Gerald will do. Looks like, Blake,
Looks like Coach Mason is running back out of the tunnel. He's actually wanting to get a word into the media. Let's see if we can't get a hold of him real quick. Coach Mason, obviously a great first half. What do you think has been contributing to your success?
We're pissed off right now, man. We're not playing well enough. These guys need to know in the locker room that we're not playing well enough. We need to do better on defense. Special teams have given up 14 points. We want to win this game. We got to play better. That's all I got to say.
Coach Mason, one more question before you go. The whole nation is wanting to know, did you just now draw up that play, or is that something you've always had in your bag of tricks?
Not going to lie, that's something that I just drew up. This asshole Caleb did a fake punt on me, so, I thought I'd do it right back to him and do a little revenge. He wants to play that way. Let's play that way, baby. Let's get riled up. Let's go.
Well, thanks for talking to me, Coach Mason. Back to you, Gage.
Yeah, fired up. Coach Mason heading back to the sidelines, up 3 scores as we start the third quarter. Mason covering the Vegas spread, minus 13.5 at this point in the game. Can he hold on to this lead and let all of these fine people cash in a little bit on his success? Like he said, he's given up 14 points offensively. He's given up 14 special teams points. So, but he will get started in the third quarter on offense. We got trips to the field. Probably Crowdis on the seam, if I had to guess. Key coming in motion. Crowdis is on the seam. Double seam. Slants underneath. Pressure brought down. Will Levis, 4-yard loss, and that's a good start to the second half for Oklahoma. Rodriguez going to motion to the left side. We got another seam and a slant.
This has been the story of the game. If Oklahoma cannot figure out how to cover this seam route, and then there's no more hope left for this Oklahoma Sooners team.
Yeah, there's really not. And like I said, it's not like he's just playing unbelievable on offense. He's thrown two 50-50 balls that have resulted in touchdowns. He's threw the fake field goal that was a touchdown for Kentucky. It's been a wild game. He's 14 for 17, 405 yards is Levis, and now a quick out route again to Barry and Brown. And Kaler's going to have to find a way to stop that. I think we're going back to the tight end set. No. Okay, he thought about it. So, 1st and 10 for Kentucky at the 29-yard line. 4 verts. Wide open he had 2 men open. He throws it to the wrong one, and Washington comes over and makes a pick. Had he thrown it to the right side, he would have had a touchdown. He instead throws it to triple coverage, and Oklahoma makes him pay.
I mean, this is the start you could ask for Oklahoma. Maybe if they can figure out what to do on offense and keep getting some turnovers on defense, then can pull this one out. Till then, though, we got to figure out the offensive side. And
a forced throw,
which is
shout to Clay for the 5 gifted to Red Tube Raider and a couple other guys I haven't seen before. So lots of new guys getting gifted subs thanks to Clay. But yeah, just a forced throw there by Jackson Arnold. Nobody was open and tried to throw it to a covered man and threw it to the guy in the middle. Oh, okay, what's up, Vicey? Now Arnold back to pass under pressure, brought down, 7-yard loss, now 3rd and 17. And now that we are in the second half, Oklahoma can go for it at any point from anywhere on the field. Eric Gray with a huge 34-yard reception. Now he's going to keep it on the ground.
great play call.
Yeah, that was even against a stacked box. Kentucky had a lot of men near the line of scrimmage. I don't think anyone was past 10 yards.
If I'm Gerald, I'm keeping a hot route on the streak on the outside receiver on the left side with having that kind of press man. Just in case he does break free, you've got an automatic touchdown. I wonder what this flag's going to be.
Yeah, I think Mason came off sides with his user. If I'm Gerald, I probably would have took a shot there, but he does pick up 17 yards on a first down regardless. Yeah, I don't think Mr. Stoops has got off the press all game, so I probably wouldn't even dare put
Is
him
this
on
some
the
kind of
QB.
adjustment, though, you think Oklahoma could make, though, by putting a different receiver on the left side, maybe your fastest receiver?
Maybe.
Salchuk do it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ball by Dylan Gabriel there to Gavin Salchuk and dime in the end zone. As some would say, drop it in a bucket. I mean, honestly, Blake, I think you could try it. But I also think there's some ways you can get him open. Put him in motion before the snap. Go with 2x2 sets. He's been the lone wide receiver pretty much all night, too. That's going to play a factor. There's other things you can do to get him open. You don't necessarily have to go to or resort to just making a change in personnel.
Right.
But he's going to have to do something. We have a 14-point game, 3:40 to play. Rodriguez breaking a few tackles, picking up 11 yards. Brown, Varian Brown over the middle. Thought he was going to break a tackle and find Paydirt again. Instead, it's a 37-yard reception.
I'm starting to see Mason transition to more crossing routes rather than his traditional seams, which seems to be working against the Sooners. Oh, and a missed opportunity by the defensive back.
Yeah, I think what Mason's starting to do is he's running a seam to hold the safeties, and then he's just running a slant or something underneath. So it's just a quick, easy read. If the seam's not there, the slant is. And he's mixing it up with a little bit of quick outs to keep the defense honest. But it's simple concepts. It's read and react, and either you're right or you're wrong. There's another red zone interception. Bowman brought down in the end zone. So Oklahoma, a sneaky little comeback here. And then again, Oklahoma, for the second time today, forces a turnover on defense and gives it right back, this time almost for a pick six. And Oklahoma is just giving this game to Kentucky in a basket.
And Oklahoma has had so many opportunities to be right back in this game.
He has, yeah. I think that's the
And Gage, that might be the first quarterback sneak from the 1 yard marker we've ever seen stop this season.
that's why we see the hurdle and we see the offsides too, so it will stand.
Nothing really flashy about the sneak, but it's real effective if you do it right.
And Kentucky will take again a 21-point lead.
Now, there's still time, and Kentucky's really cold right now in terms of the passing game. If they keep doing this and giving Oklahoma opportunities, there's still time. But that's a what if. Also a what if because we have to see Oklahoma be productive on offense, which they've not been.
Yeah, anytime Oklahoma has gained a little bit of momentum, they end up giving it right back. So if they can just find a way to build off of it.
We have Arnold back in at quarterback.
And Eric Gray deep, 33-yard reception. A beautiful throw there by Arnold across field, basically from the right hash to outside the left.
And they might be coming with a blitz here.
Arnold back to pass, throws short to Gray.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line.
Second and 10 now for Oklahoma. Has Sawchuk out of the backfield. He's hit hard, but he does pick up a first down and 13 yards.
Quarterback seeing the whole field and finding the guy who had the best chance of making a catch.
Arnold has a few guys open, going to elect to keep it himself, scramble out the left side, and pick up a first down, 11 yards.
The defense needs to figure out a way to stop them, or else they're going to have no problem putting points on the board.
From the 19-yard line. First down.
Good job here by the defense. If you let this quarterback set and throw, he'll kill you all game. But they got excellent pressure on that play.
Offense lines up in a 5-wide set, and the defense anticipating pass here.
Second and 10, minute 20 to play in the third quarter. Ball's thrown to Eric Gray, and it's picked off by one. This could be Kentucky ball at the 1, Blake.
I think it might be.
Another forced pass by Gerald. This time the Kentucky defender turns around, makes a play, and it will be
If I'm Gerald, I'm watching the seam routes here.
Yeah, absolutely. Something quick, and there it is. He's going to put 3 and 6 on the seam. 24 is on the wheel. Okay. And then the audibles. He may have just flipped it. You're going to have double seams with a slant. Eight-yard rush for Rodriguez. And now he's got more room to throw. And for Verts now, Levis don't even want to run it despite the 20 yards of open grass. Finally elects to move with his feet. Picks up a first down.
Looks like Wildcats are electing to chew this clock down. As I say that, they go into a hurry-up offense.
Yeah, Rodriguez on the ground picking up a first down. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky turn on chew clock here in the fourth, but we do know he is all about the points and the yards. He's only scored what, 7 points in the third quarter?
Right.
I think I saw 4 slant step play with 1 seam route.
If Levis has one more second, the wheel route was being thrown to wide open down the right side.
Yeah, and luckily the Oklahoma defense was able to get a little bit of pressure. Again under pressure, but the linebacker Stutzman, who had the interception earlier, goes
He
dumb.
seems to have forgotten where he was on the play.
Yeah, I think so. Forgot his responsibility, forgot where he was, as you mentioned. If he's even, he's leaving. That man was gone. Kentucky 63, Oklahoma 35. 15 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Arnold going to hand the ball off to Gray up the middle, and then I'll be honest with you, Blake, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gerald try to run out the clock here, just get out of this thing, save a little face.
You know, I agree with you. I don't think there's any more opportunity for a comeback here. But with that being said, it was a really impressive run by the Sooners. You know, going on the win streak towards the end of the season and even advancing in the playoffs. Pretty impressive if you ask me.
Yeah, and if we look at Kentucky, I mean, their only loss came in week 3. They lost to Ole Miss on the road. They've won 9 games since.
And you know, if I'm not mistaken, Oklahoma is the #1 rushing offense in the league this year.
You are correct. Number 2 in
And we have
rushing yards
not-
per game. Number 1 in rushing yards in general.
And we've not seen that much of a rushing team this game, so you know, it kind of seems to me as if they went against what has been so successful for them this year, and that might be why the game had this outcome.
Yeah, I think the problem is he thought he was just going to have to keep pace with Kentucky and try to outscore him. And to be honest, that's not always the case. If you go back to Kentucky's early exit in the playoffs last year, Clemson was able to get 1 stop inside the red zone and then put up a 5-minute, 42-second drive before halftime to ultimately seal the deal. And like you said, I think that's what Oklahoma's game plan should have been. He should have been trying to keep the ball out of Kentucky's hands, not trying to keep pace with him.
Right, and you know, looking at it again, coming into playoffs, 26th in passing yards per game, as you said, just passing was not their game this year. It's not what got them to the playoffs. So I don't know. This could have been a decision by Coach Gerald to maybe throw off the Wildcats going into this game, completely. Make their game plan mean nothing. But
Job of getting that pass completed for positive yardage.
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
And what's crazy is both of these teams have had games this year where they've put up over 100 points. Oklahoma scored 105 against Stanford. Kentucky put up 111 against, I believe it was Tennessee. Sorry, it was Louisville. 94 against Tennessee. So, I mean, these are two very, very high-powered offenses. But like you said, the fact that Oklahoma is the number one rushing offense and has done everything but run the ball here today is a little telling, as Arnold, instead of taking the free first down he could have got on the ground, tries to throw it back across his body, breaking the Cardinals' sin of a quarterback. Falls incomplete. 16 for 30 on the day, 297 yards, 3 interceptions.
Check it down or take off and run with it.
And a bad read by Gabriel. It works out, though. Eric Gray picking up 7 yards. And I don't understand why we have chew clock on, but we're going hurry-up offense.
So the offense back in the red zone here and looking to erase the memory of that interception on their last trip.
He does have that safety in the box, though, but you can see that every defender for Kentucky is hot at the moment. Ball, he had a man open on the corner, throws to Eric Gray on the check down, picks up 4 yards and a first down for Oklahoma, though.
before I hop off Oklahoma's case, he is facing the number one team in terms of team interceptions this season as well. So, trying to plan a passing attack against a team that's number one in interceptions, as well as that not being your game, is, kind of odd. But as we say that,
A dime out of Gabriel. I think Gabriel was like 4 for 4 with 3 touchdowns. Why he hasn't been the starter all year, I don't understand. However,
I think I did hear in a press conference one time, that Coach Gerald was, not really a fan of left-handed quarterbacks. It doesn't really go with his style of play and kind of messes him up. But it seems he should have went with it.
yeah, I think so.
Out there, this is a guy you want to pay attention to. He runs very precise routes, and he does a really good job of keeping the defender away from having a chance to make a play on the ball. Figure out some point in defense, you would think.
So, 1st and 10. Levis going to hand the ball to Rodriguez. He's picking up 7 yards on the ground. And Mason's still going hurry-up offense. Up 21 points in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes to play.
And we know Mason is not afraid to put up a lot of points in a game, as you said, having 100-point games. He was also pissed going into the half with a pretty okay lead. I expect him to just score at will, or score as much as he can.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the game plan here. We have 3rd and 6. I haven't seen Kentucky in many 3rd downs today. A hard hit there by Stutzman. And looks like Kentucky will... Yeah, they've used their fake for the day, so they're going to have to punt this one away.
Just under 3 to go in regulation.
A line drive punt. And that'll go down inside the 20. Sawchuck's going to pick it up, step out of bounds at the 14.
It'll be interesting to see how the action shakes out in this series. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Arnold back to pass, has wide open. It is Petaway who drops it.
Receiver, and he can't make the grab. They line up at the 14.
We have a coach, SDSU coach coming in, saying he's not really a fan of Mason, kind of throwing a little smoke towards the Kentucky Wildcat coach.
Yeah, we alluded to it earlier. Mason isn't exactly a huge fan of many players. Or sorry, there's not a lot of people that are a huge fan of Mason in this league due to how he plays the game offensively, his desire to run up the score and put up a lot of yards. So, however, he wins, so you have to respect it. Hasn't found his first national championship though, as we have RB and B were open. He throws it late to Marvin Mims, and I'm surprised that one wasn't picked off. 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Looks like Oklahoma called their first time out, I believe.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 47. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts.
Arnold, no one open. Throws short to... Not sure who that was. Ball falls incomplete, though. I did not mean to clip that. Whatever.
Just under 2 minutes in the game.
And Gerald, I mean, we talk about Mason running the same plays on offense all the time, but Gerald's pretty much run the same thing as well. He's always going with the boundary. Puts a lot of guys over there. The wheel route out of the halfback. He sprints out to his right and throws a deep ball. So, as you said, you've got a good passing defense that you're going up against, you're going to have to find ways to get creative. 1,100 yards of offense put up between the two teams, 105 points. Arnold has a man open. It Stoops. It's picked off by Huey. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky try to hit the 70 mark with 90 seconds left to go in the game.
With this game winding down, obviously the Wildcats will be playing Boise State. What are you expecting in that game? Are you expecting high scoring? Are you expecting low scoring?
Yeah, I'm expecting high scoring. Both those teams like to go with hurry up offense, pass heavy stuff. Neither team is afraid to use their quarterback and get mobile with him. So I think it'll be pretty high scoring, probably something along these lines as well. Lots of fast-paced offenses. Could get very sloppy as well. I think ultimately whoever wins the turnover battle wins that game. We have on Thursday night Georgia versus Michigan at 7 o'clock. We have Oregon versus Alabama, Bordeaux versus Twist at 8:30. I believe those times are correct. If not, just flip them. We'll be live at 7 o'clock Central Time no matter what.
Kind of cool to note that this is Georgia's first season in the FBS under Coach Breezy.
And if I'm not mistaken, as Key finds pay dirt, Kentucky hits the 70 mark. If I'm not mistaken, yes, Graham. Nice to see you here, man. Can't wait to have you back next season. Those games are on Thursday. As I was saying, I think Georgia lost in the FCS championship last year. The FCS national championship, finished second, if I'm not mistaken. Georgia actually did win the Gulf Coast Conference this year. Kentucky won it last season, won the EAC this year.
And considering the two play styles of Georgia and Michigan, I really expect it to be a chess match type game. Those are both two pretty balanced teams in terms of what they do on offense.
Yeah, it could be a very low-scoring game as we hit triple zeros here in Lexington, Kentucky. Number 1 overall team, Kentucky, moves on against Oklahoma.
And Gage, I'm going to go run and try and grab one of these coaches before we close the broadcast today.
Looks like Gerald is deafened. Mason is not in here.